Hey everyone, how you doing today? It's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. I wanted to do a fun little thing that I'm going to call Jim Beam through the ages. I don't know, but I have here. It's interesting. Okay, so at times I'll hit an estate sale and find old decanters, old bottles of bourbon. In this case, I have found at some point some old decanters of Jim Beam bourbon. And I'm going to tell you what we have in this lineup right here. So, this first glass is regular 80 proof, current Jim Beam, white label. For the sake of comparison with these other two as well, I'm also doing the double oaked Jim Beam, 86 proof. Again, something you can currently find on your shelf. This is, I think it's around $16, something like that. Last I checked, this is around $25. And then the other two I have, this one is Jim Beam from 1980. It is 80 proof, aged for 150 months in the barrel, which is about 12 and a half years aged on that. And then this is, so it's an 80 proof. This is a Jim Beam from 1969. This is 86 proof, aged 100 months in the barrel. So that's kind of why I wanted to do the double oak, because that's 86 proof. This is 86 proof. And yeah, this is 86. This is 86. There we go. I have them lined up a certain way. From my, so from your vantage point, this is the oldest going to the youngest. Couple of things. I don't know exactly if the mash bill had changed over time. I do know the big differences would be that these older ones were made with non-GMO grains. So the corn was not GMO. The other stuff, nothing GMO in here. Current stuff is made with GMO grains. If you want to know what that is, look it up. They're just modified grains, hybrids, and all of that. So let's start kind of this way. Jim Beam, just normal plain. And I'm not doing this. I know you're probably odds are not going to find old bottles, but just for fun, I wanted to see how these are all different and if they're similar at all. So, I usually diss Jim Beam. It is a standard bourbon. It's not spectacular. It's serviceable. Not something that I would sip with, dinner. It's a good mixer. It's a good basic bourbon. But it's a good, has grown on me a bit. Sweet caramel corn up front. Tastes. It does have a little watery taste, but still decent. Still a decent little pour. The double oaked I really enjoy. Get that really a smooth bourbon. You wouldn't expect it to be Jim Beam. Really nice, really smooth, decent, and it's a real step up from the white label. It's really nice, and I'm not super into double oaked stuff, but I think the fact that basic Jim Beam is just a light, basic bourbon, the double oak helps to enhance it, gives it a little bit more of an elevation. Now we're going to go with the 1980 Jim Beam, aged 150 months, 12 and a half years in the barrel. really smooth, caramelly. Got a nice little hit of spice on that. But still has um, a little bit of a medicine-y aftertaste on it. But I mean, as you can see, okay, the 80 proof, quite a bit darker. This 1980 Jim Beam, but still a decent bourbon. Not a go-to for me, but still good, still decent. And then the stuff from 1969. I said this was an 80 proof. Yeah, no, 86 proof on the 1969. Wow. That's the winner of the bunch. Toffee, caramel popcorn. There's no burn on it whatsoever. Nothing obnoxious. It's smooth. Oh, I got chills and they're multiplying. So it's interesting that, Jim Beam has always basically been this entry level bourbon. You look at old ads from the 60s, same bottle, same look, similar look and appearance and bottle. It is an iconic bourbon. But the stuff that we get today, it's not this. It doesn't come close. It's just even a little, there's a little, I'd say butterscotch in there too. Now, the one that comes closest to either one of these is the double oaked. Yeah, I would say this double oak is pretty comparable to the 1980 Jim Beam. It's a really good, nice and smooth. If you want something that's going to maybe emulate a nice rich bourbon from the past in the Jim Beam line, I would go for that double oak and really sit back and enjoy it. Not as good as this stuff from 69, but it's pretty darn close. So had a little fun with this. I know it's probably a little nonsensical to you, but it is something I've wanted to do for a long while, and I'm glad I was able to share this little experience with you. So my end result, if I'm going to rank, number 1 would be from 69. Number 2 would be from 1980. Almost, I would say, looking at the volume of what's left in the glass, I would call it a very close number 3 position. Almost tied with the 1980. I would actually prefer the double oaked a little bit over the 1980. Because it doesn't have that medicine-y aftertaste. And in last place is going to be current Jim Beam White Label. So there you are. So we'll leave it there. Thanks for helping me indulge in this little tasting experiment. And again, if you want something that tastes close to this old Jim Beam, pick yourself up a bottle of this Jim Beam Double Oak Twice Barreled. It's 86 proof, about $25. And you can't go wrong with that. So until next time, it's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. Hope your next pour is your best pour. We'll catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos as they drop. Thanks for watching.